So today I'm looking at God Mazinger. I've had this figure for quite a while and I never did a video on it. So I brought it out. I was trying to remember. I couldn't even remember who made God Mazinger, but it was actually King Arts, which kind of surprised me because all my King Arts figures, every single one of the other ones, allow you to remove the external plating on them, but not this one. This is a much simpler figure. It's King Arts DFS073, and as far as I could tell, it was released in 2020. And I'm trying to remember, is that when I got it? It's possible. I've had it for quite a while, so it's entirely possible that I got it in 2020. But as far as I can tell, it's still available. So what does God Mazinger have to do with Mazinger Z and Great Mazinger? The answer is absolutely nothing. It was created by Go Nagai, which was the same creator of Mazinger Z and Great Mazinger. But as far as I could tell, he just decided to leverage the name because it has absolutely nothing to do with either the other two. The reason it's God Mazinger is not because it's some kind of upgraded version of Mazinger. It's because, unlike the other two, this one is a living statue or god. Basically, in a parallel world, the kingdom of Mu was being threatened by the empire of dinosaurs. And they had this god Mazinger, but apparently they couldn't make it do anything. It just was kind of there. And so they needed someone to control it. And they found Yamato Hino in Japan and brought him to the kingdom of Mu. And so he was able to merge with God Mazinger and fight against the dinosaur empire. And the dinosaur empire, they were humanoids, but they also controlled these dinosaurs, which were far larger than any actual dinosaur. And later in the series, we find out they are robots. But it's it's not really treated as a revelation. And that's kind of a few things in here. At some point in the series, God Mazinger is able to go into kind of an aggressive mode, but there's no explanation. It just starts happening. And my guess is that, like a lot of anime that were based on a manga, there was plot points taken from the anime and they were just kind of thrown in without explanation. So my guess is that there is explanations probably in the manga that are not in the anime. The series was put out by TMS Entertainment in 1984. It had 23 episodes and it was a complete series. So it had a beginning and an end. And again, this was not really, it's not the only one, but there are a few where the pilot merged with I can't even call it mecha or robot because this was a living statue. Whatever the being is, they would merge. And so he would, at the beginning, would kind of control it, but then later on, God Mazinger could work autonomously, in which case it was kind of like, well, what's the point? Why does he even need Yamato Hino if he can just kind of do his own thing? So kind of the rules of the series change over time, and which, I mean, it's not a long series. It's only 23 episodes. So I think it was a decent series. It felt very of the 80s, and the animation wasn't that great. It was surprisingly violent, which doesn't really bother me, but may be the reason why one of the reasons it never made it to the United States. And I think a lot of people who are Mazinger fans may have never heard of God Mazinger. So this is a solid figure. It really doesn't do much. We have a sword and a scabbard, and the sword can pull out. All this is plastic. And it goes in quite easily. There is an alternate hand that can hold the sword. I just have his kind of fist hands here. Very few extras. These are in a box that's packed away. And There are some alternate faces and not a whole lot more. That's about it. So this figure, very simple. Simple design. I kind of like the colors. Sort of a, I don't know, a steel blue and a light baby blue or something like that. I don't think the design is fantastic, but I think it's fine. Got the golds. The golds are quite nice. The figure you probably could get it for $200 or less at this point. Almost 10 inches tall. Got some nice weight to it. Very nice weight. Let's see. Let me take his sword. Remove his sword, and so you can peek in. It's definitely got weight to it, but I think it's mostly plastic. I think the joints are all plastic, but that's not a problem for me. I don't care. Plastic, metal. Each one has got its pluses and minuses. This is all plastic, everything. But I would say the quality on it is not as meticulous as some others. I can notice a little ding here, and I don't believe I produced that ding. I think it came with it. Some of the paint is not like, there's some figures, like Bondi comes out with figures that, boy, to the naked eye, you can't see any flaws in it. And this is a fine figure. It's a $200 figure, something in that range, and it's solid. And if you like God Mazinger, or if you just want, he is kind of pretty much, I didn't bring him out, but he's pretty much in the scale of the other King Arts, Mazinger Z and Great Mazinger. I only have one of them, and I can't remember which one. I think I'm pretty sure it's Mazinger Z that I have. And the scale is about right. I don't know in the anime how tall this Mazinger, or God Mazinger, was supposed to be. Obviously, he was, tremendously large compared to a human. But I don't really remember, or I don't know what the actual height is. But it's like I said, it's a solid figure. Fine articulation, but simple. About what you'd expect from a decently high-end figure, but not, say, a $300, $400 figure. Since 220, I think I don't know if they re-released it, or if it's just in all these years they haven't sold out yet. I don't know. I think that in comparison to Great Mazinger and although I don't know that there's any other. I'm sure that there are. These figures always get produced by multiple, but I don't know of any other Great Mazinger or God Mazinger figure. And who knows? This might be the nicest one ever. I've not seen another one that looked nicer, but then again, I've not really seen another one, so I guess I've not seen one that looks worse. So anyway, that's God Mazinger by King Arts. Solid figure. I think it came out in 2020. DFS073. In case you want to get all the Mazingers. Don't forget God Mazinger.